Welcome to Insights with Thomas Caldwell on Thursday, February the 8th, 2024. Tom, the U.S. economy seems to be doing really well. However, it appears that the people in the United States are not very happy. What's the disconnect?
It is really interesting. I keep saying that if President Trump were president right now, he'd be doing high fives and spiking the ball into the ground and, banging himself in the chest that he did it all. Whereas President Biden just seems to be living through it. And I think his approval rating is 0. And what seems to be happening, I think, is that, yes, jobs are being created, the economy is moving on, but people are struggling. They are living with the inflation that was, not what the number's going to be in the future. And the central banks, oh, it's coming down, we're doing well. No, what happened is impacting them now. For example, 62% of American households live paycheck to paycheck. People are unhappy, they're anxious, they're uptight. They hear all this good economic news, but they're living through the inflation that was created by low interest rates and a lot of free money. Canada and in the United States, inflation is still impacting them.
Okay, so how do you think investors should position themselves for the coming year now?
Well, again, let's look at the end of these families living paycheck to paycheck. And there's a lot of money in you. There's astronomical high net worth people spending money as well. But I think what's going to happen, we have an election year in the United States, and we have an almost election year in Canada. That means governments are going to be spending money and still throwing around. That's going to be inflationary. So inflation is still going to be the name of the game. Whatever number they use or publish, don't believe it. Even when they said inflation was 2%, it was never 2%. So my point here is you got to get ahead of inflation. And the only way you can get ahead of inflation is by owning stuff. And whether that be equities and good companies that are growing, and there's still lots of those around, or assets of some variety. You have to own things that will move up with the price of inflation. Look at houses, etc. And that's a market that wobbles up and down depending on near-term supply-demand. But owning things is the only way to get ahead of inflation. And as an investor, obviously, I lean toward common share equities.
Thank you for your insights, Tom.
Thank you.
And thank you all for watching. Bye for now.